Hey folks, this is Vagrant. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. We got started again, well I got started again in the last video. We've just got the money to pay for our tab here at the hostel. That was hotel and hostel, there's a hostel. Just got our money to pay. Oh, hello. No, you're not relevant, are you? Someone gonna sing? I would sing, but I don't have my tape. Oh, what's that? This feels right, you belong here. I do, I'm meant to be a star, look at me. Right, so we're gonna pay Gart, finally. Thanks to Kitsuragi.
Yes, have you got it?
I do.
Well?
I hope you choke on it. No, let's just be nice. He's not done anything wrong.
Great, thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 PM tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? Another thing. Great. Yes?
Okay, well, great success. We leveled up on everything. And you find 20 PL to pay for your room, it'll be locked up to 9. As long as you don't have a free place to stay, you have to do this every night. Okay, that's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm assuming we're going to get a place eventually. Now, what I want to check is... where is it? There's somewhere... is it here? There's an area where you can see... oh, so this still hasn't been finished. There's an area where you can see the... is it the map? It's the map. So... these are the white ones. Policeman cloak. Savoir-faire. Savoir-faire. So basically these are the white ones. And those on white are available to try now. So what I'm thinking is, do I level up my savoir-faire so we can try once again to get my policeman cloak, is what I'm thinking. It is only level 1 after all. There we go. Bonus from items -2. Okay, so I mean, let me have a little peek here as well. What am I wearing that's reducing it? No. Yeah, that. So we can take off that and that, go up to 4, and that might get us enough to get my coat. That is the plan for tomorrow. I think I want to go to bed until then. I suppose we don't have to. We could, you know, you come again.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment.
Oh.
We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Let's do it, buddy. Okay, good first day, I think. We paid for our damages, we found out a lot of stuff about the unions.
The air outside is brisk.
Ooh.
The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
Okay, let's talk about it.
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Rebachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Okay.
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Don't know why the music's so loud all of a sudden, I'm sorry. How can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
Maybe that's how I need to be making my money. I need to be fining people for their crimes. I feel like I could fine Kuno, but he's not going to have any money. I'm going to keep an eye out. What's some resistance?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
So if I kill someone while on duty...
you have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone. which is for the best.
It is. Down with corrupt cops. What happens to cops? What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courant and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes. And who makes all these rules?
The coalition government and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less.
His gaze is absently fixed. Absently doesn't sound like a weird... It is, but it sounds weird. His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark.
Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
The citizens.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern Lysis has the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
Or if they think you do.
How do you think today went, Kim?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it.
I hope he likes me.
I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up on.
Good stuff.
The body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate. But we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great.
I generally prefer to start searching the scene and then move up to removing dead bodies.
It's not my job to evaluate your methodology, officer. I'm just going through the facts. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We didn't talk to the Wild Pines rep. We really must do that tomorrow. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
Gotta get my steps in, bro.
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
He looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles, suddenly.
Thank you for the compliment. We could manage it even in wooden clogs. There are uncanny running reservoirs in this body. God knows why.
Didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
That's very cop, isn't it?
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How did you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will, and unhealthy.
He flicks the ash.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
I'm not going to pick up smoking.
Yes. It's been a long and eventful day.
What's the moral intern?
The Moralists International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Those others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
Who is Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
For you, she is something painful, though it's hard to say why.
Interesting. What is that symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner.
Like Mrs. Trunchbull.
Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
Interesting way of going about your life, buddy. I have an opinion.
Do you?
The lieutenant arches his brow, then pulls on his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. Okay. Things are bad out there. We need them here, giving us the right to police Forever Shoal. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen this place? This is humanism. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organisation, protecting bourgeois rights. Immigrants, liberal, kipped fucking men are turning into women. That one we're not touching. I don't have an opinion. Okay, it's one of these three. Things are bad out there. We need them here, giving us the right to police Forever Shoal. No. The awful job.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Maybe we should make our own law.
Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
Because the Union basically runs the town. Even if in wider Revachol, the police, the RMC, RNC, RM or RM? RM? Or M, I guess. The RMC have been given cop power by the moral intern who works for the overarching government. Got ya.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over. The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, fallen between the cracks. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Hopefully we can do some good here.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Goodest of the good cops. I'm a good lad, what can I say?
He is very
Don't judge me.
tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Okay. Actually, funnily enough, we've actually nearly leveled up again. That's something crazy. 5 XP away. We could level up our savoir-faire once more. All right, bedtime, buddy. Me and my paper bag, plastic bag. We've got plans for the night. See you in the morning, pal. Guess I'm sleeping on the couch.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
All right. Our first day
The
finished.
sheets
Only
feel
took
at
7
once
hours.
coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
8 hours? No idea.
And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
What would I do? I tend to roll over side to side to side. So I really have trouble sleeping, and I always have. I'm very much I'm going to go this side, then I'm going to go this side, then I'm going to go this side, then I'm going to go this side.
It's a little better. Colours, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Sleep.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep, and images start forming.
I know it seemed like a good idea to maybe consider the case and think about it, but I feel like it's one of those things you got to let sort of rumble around in the background of your mind. You always feel better after a good night's sleep. Not that I would know anything about that, frankly, but you do. Okay. Oh God.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
I left.
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go.
So it's got a very unusual voice because it's obviously very deep and throaty and growly, but it's actually quite high pitched in there as well.
Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
So I can go buy a disco ball. I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
It's Elysium.
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
He sounds so much like an actor that I know, and I can't place it for the life of me. Also, that was a fantastic reading of Magnetosphere.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve the case, man.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet. Grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover. Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
That was beautiful.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Jesus. I have some pretty fucked up dreams. My dreams are wild and excessive. But damn, Harry, that's a whole of a ball game.
Good going, buddy.
What the hell was that?
Oh, just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
Damn, I failed my volition. I've lost control. No, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed. Screw you, volition. I'm going to do what I want.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest. 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
Nope, we're going to detox right here, right now. Sounds like a terrible idea.
Suit yourself. Slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Ready to rock it. Also, we leveled up yet again, so we can actually level our savoir-faire. But I feel like that's going to be 4, and it's probably going to be enough. So let's check our other challenges when I remember where we go to do that. Gonna have to get a map. So we can only do white ones. Backyard wall, impossible. Knick-knack stand. It'd be good if I could click them and know what they are. Cloak we're about to work on. Sleeping dock worker, physical instrument. Well, is there any that comes up? Conceptualization is there twice. Physical instrument is also there. Let's go physical instrument, I think. What's my physical instrument skill? It's 5 already. Jesus Christ. What's the other one I was considering? Conceptualization. Also 5. There we go. I'm a big strong man now. Grrg. I've been slacking so hard on the working out. By the time you see this video, I'm going to be well back into it, but it's been 2 or 3 weeks. I was really sick, and then Christmas and yada, and things just kind of piled up. I feel so weak. I really do. Like, my arms feel like they've halved in size. It's really, really sad. Oh, I actually don't have enough for Gart, annoyingly. Hey, buddy.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
These men Gart told us about yesterday. They are, but we're going to ask it anyway.
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace it. Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
You can't be rowdy at 7:30 AM.
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the HARDIE Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
I have a theory. And my theory is... Hey, Gart.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time?
Sorry, Gart. Just make sure no one's got more text.
Just a moment.
Oh.
And there's no public phones nearby?
I'm going to talk to them now. My theory is that they started drinking already, right? They're only going to drink more throughout the day, so I want to catch them before they're absolutely gazeboed.
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Good day, Mom. Everything alright?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Oh, no.
The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead, too.
What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why did you need to use the
To
phone?
let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Let's do it. Has he gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
Maybe he found La Chupacabra! Or the Ropen, Yeti, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. What is it? What's the Australian cryptid called? That's really going to annoy me. I've kind of forgotten most of my cryptids. Tukakaleke. That's not the Australian one. That's the B. It begins with B. That's going to really annoy me.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
You have more important things to worry about.
Let's talk about it, love. Lena, what's your expedition?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect.
I love insects.
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Today's Tuesday, right?
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Who's Gary?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
Oh, we've gone for very different implications here.
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Okay, no, I was going for a very different implication. The waterlock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
Technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
Dead worker? Boring. Rare insect? Exhilarating.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
I'll let him know.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome. Let's find out all about her husband.
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
Undiscovered animals.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
It's not an opinion, it's straight up fact. I adore cryptozoology, but it's all nonsense. It really is.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
Oh, Kitsuragi, stop!
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious.
It is worth noting, of course, that the funny thing is, we talked to this woman about 6 months ago in my real life, so I don't know if I'd said all this before, but it is worth noting that lots of animals we thought were once cryptozoological in nature, giant squid for example, turned out to be real, of course. And there will inevitably be more creatures out there like that, and there'll be creatures talked about in myth and legend that have been kind of corrupted and changed over time, but do exist in reality, we just haven't found them yet. I would imagine that most of that would be contained to the seas more than anything else. Most of the land has been explored to some extent. Obviously, you've got deeper forests and stuff like that to still venture into, but to an extent, you don't really want to do that. Either way, so cryptozoology has some basis in reality, but if you're like, oh, I'm going to go find the Yeti, then, you know, you're a pseudoscientist. If a cryptozoological animal was going to exist, the Yeti would be my personal choice. I think it's probably the most realistic, in terms of like the big ones anyway. I'm not saying it does exist, I'm just saying it would be the most realistic.
Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless. And frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's such a Facebook boomer. Suggestion, less worried about husband. You know what, I'm going to go through these first, but we will try that. Wait, maybe I can come back. I don't think I've got any... I wish you could change gear mid-conversation. It seems a bit pointless I have to leave and then come back and then do it. Tell me more about this rare insect.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
This is the best topic, leader. Please bore me with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
I want to hear about it. Kitsuragi, you'll love it. Don't worry about it, buddy.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Ah yes, Phasmatodia. A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
Colloquially. Well done, Encyclopedia.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciated the creature's name.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
You're gonna love it, buddy.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think it's around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
Interesting. Maybe the phasmid made the teenagers make out.
Good point, electrochemistry. Let's talk about it.
I doubt it. It's not like teenagers need much encouragement in that regard.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Because it's kind of like the doctor, he hid himself. Dr. David Tennant's doctor hid himself away in John Smith just so he wouldn't punish and destroy the family of blood. So maybe this phasmid, same kind of deal.
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries even.
What's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Tell me more about your husband.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
What does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
I feel like she's describing me. It's very disconcerting.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
I can go rub anyone's hands I bloody well want, Logic. Let's describe him like a cryptid.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
So they must have found each other somewhat late in life, which is quite nice, actually, if you think about it. I mean, 16 years from now for me, God, yeah. I'll be getting up there. How did you meet? It doesn't seem relevant, but hey.
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident. And he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful.
No, one more. You don't notice this about me, but actually I've lost all memory of the world. Okay, we're not going for that one. I'm gonna...
Wow. So someone's been a little boring.
No, I'm not. Shut up. You can't tell me what to do, brain. There we go. That's our first Tuesday one. Got so much to do, man. How are we doing on our internalization? Our rigorous self-critique. Didn't I already do this? I did do this one. Wait, so... Oh, we have to go talk to the Measurehead, the guy blocking the barricade. So we're working on that. Alright, I want to check my gear to see if I've got anything about Wait, I can't remember what it was now.
Oh, hello, dear.
Suggestion.
There you are again.
Suggestion? Suggestion. Maybe what I'm going to do in the future is keep like a skill point saved, ready to go. Anything for suggestion. I could hit her with a hammer. Or pry bar. That'll do it. I suggest you get hit by a crowbar. Suggestion -1. That's not great. Sexualization suggestion. There we go. This I don't love, by the way. It's worth knowing that I think this is a bit of a needless system. It's just a bit boring. Okay, that's all I'm going to manage. Let's give it a go.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
You're an enthusiastic
Come on,
idiot,
man!
but you're still an idiot.
I failed a 72 and a 58. I want to know everything about cryptids, living cryptids, extinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids. Bring it on.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work, shall we?
Bah! I'll be back. Suggestion half-light, or... Nah, it just doesn't knock down any of my stats, you know? Oh, she's in. Hey, gardener.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to
Officer
you.
Discotheque? Still wondering if we listen to disco? We don't, by the way. We don't listen to disco anymore.
I didn't ask the disco question.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
Me, no trouble.
Of course, you were just doing your job. I'm not a gardener, by the way. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
I'd have been fine here if I hadn't bloody failed a 72% chancer.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus HARDIE? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest, if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
God damn, she really has changed. Why do I want to talk to you?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
She looks as if pondering whether to answer or not, but then shakes her head slightly.
A Nordic dance music. You wouldn't get it.
I don't know anything. What is the Nordic music?
It's beyond the horizon for you.
Okay.
She means it's part of the future you won't experience.
What if I want to?
There is nothing a determined man could not achieve.
There we go, see? Got a new task. Gonna figure it all out. What is the Nordic music? Some young adults. Long-term side thing, don't fret it. I'm not gonna worry too much about that.
Let's.
What are you going to do to me? Oh.
What are we going to do to you? The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Okay, I've got to remember that I don't have to click every option. It's a bowl, the spit of it, reeking of tobacco. 2 in the chest and down he goes. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and union placards. Right, Titus, let's talk, bucko.
This is where you say your bed.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. First, we need to talk about your attitude, bucko. No, don't say anything yet.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire.
We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him.
How?
A real looker, that one.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
I'm gonna get him down eventually. Don't worry about it. Actually, we have a task for that, surely. Getting the body down. Oh, we need to get to the harbour.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Alright, Glenn, calm down.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
Good idea, visual calculus.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man in his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian in his late 30s, early 40s. A symmetric burn on his neck, resembling the letters Loss Loss. Has he tried to burn it off? Leave that life behind? And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves, and numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. HARDIE, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum? On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41, with the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face, mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46, deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
One of them is missing the odd soul.
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th HARDIE?
The fuck is with you, fella?
Where's the 8th HARDIE boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th HARDIE boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th HARDIE boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th HARDIE and it's a HARDIE girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th HARDIE boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private HARDIE boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor? Because we took it. from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Oh, they really aren't worried about our authorities, are they? That's it, the game's over, we got the perpetrator. Ha, you just confessed to murder.
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So, yeah, these are the guys who were working at the docks, and then they wanted higher pay or whatever it was, so the government brought in the union workers? Or is it vice versa? I think these are... No, the unionists run the town. These are the unionists. God, I don't remember at all.
And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoi and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
How do you know he was in Special Forces?
Because one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Alright, Eugene, settle down.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Besides crimes against karaoke, what did he do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
But I did.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Okay, was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
You didn't fucking say that.
There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
I'm just going to trust my brain when it tells me to do something. Who did he rape then? That's a very serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
That's rude.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
No. Volition, right. Volition maybe wanted me to work on as well. You murdered him just like that, no remorse. Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf?
No.
There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a HARDIE boy without arresting all HARDIE boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
Address Titus.
Who do you fucking think does?
Okay, this will be interesting. Who do you think does? Point at Titus, you do, you give the commands. I thought she did. The biggest animal dominates the herd. Gangs usually run by the oldest, most vulnerable member. It's the 8th Hardy boy.
Titus, no one was thinking.
No one was thinking
that there's any question who's the leader. That's how he would have ended it. Titus won't let him.
Yeah, so I mean, I assume Titus thinks of himself as the leader, but I'm trying to rattle him a little bit.
No. Fuck no! The big dick is right here, asshole. You're looking at it. Right. Fucking here.
I mean, it worked.
Disregard the outburst, officer. None of the boys have any comments on their power relations. That night, they acted as one. That's all.
Uh-huh. Got your boy to admit to a bit more than that, I'm afraid, Elizabeth. You murdered him just like that.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
What we do is different. We enforce the law, you kill people like it's nothing.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die.
It's not actually a bad logic in a way. I think self-governed areas are not inherently a terrible idea. Rather than one overarching government that is somehow meant to... I mean, even here in England, we struggle with it, in that the North is regularly mistreated, you would suggest, by the government, because they tend to look after themselves in London, and the North is fairly deprived as a result. Especially when you get out of central Manchester and central Liverpool. And York. Basically, the nice places are looked after and everything else is abandoned. And in larger countries, how do you have a central government that's meant to cater for the whims of absolutely everybody across the entire country, which is only established because of geographical and political lines drawn centuries ago? Maybe countries shouldn't exist. I think I've just decided that. I think countries should be banned. Interesting. When did it occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
Yeah.
By the Pines cow, you mean the representative for Wild Pines? The shipping company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
Wait, the cow? What is the cow? Because wasn't Kuno talking about the cow in the last video? Fucking cow! Thinks he's talking about the fucking cow!
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Getting there.
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
That's very low. Wasn't he a trained killer from Orange Special Forces? If yes, so how did you manage to overpower him?
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
I'm just gonna keep going for this. Where did this overpowering happen?
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
Okay, there we go. 42%.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
there we go. Fine, like the game has rewarded me for failing twice on above 50%. It's always, above and below 50%. A 72% fail was rough, so a 42 success, I will definitely take that. Who's cracking under the pressure? That one, he's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far, definitely the weakest link in the chain.
A single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
Hey, you having trouble breathing over there?
No.
He looks up, startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Something you're not telling me.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
He's really protecting Angus.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Like what, Copper?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
It does feel like maybe 7 of them have coalesced together to take responsibility for this murder to protect this 8th person that we haven't seen. I mean, we could try. May as well.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
That's all I got.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing pop.
I don't want to do any of these. The only, like, I failed the check. I thought I'd be able to just leave it and come back later. But no.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, alright? We took care of it. The law handled it, alright?
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
Guess we're both the law around here.
No, asshole.
Oh, no.
You're nobody. I'm the law.
Stop yelling about the goddamn law in my establishment! We get it. You're all the law.
Let's just all cool off. We had some questions, that's all.
I tried. It's a long-ass conversation.
Rigorous self-critique.
Look at that artwork, isn't it stunning?
Here it is. Hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught. You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will. That's right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
Int and Psi red check failures heal morale. Fizz and Mott red check failures heal health. Learning cap for frame. I mean, they're not. Yeah, okay. Right, so we've got these 4 at the moment. Oh, wait, I forgot I need to unlock. Oh, right, yeah. I forgot that I've got limited. Right, I've got one here, though. Okay, so Madzovian Socioeconomics or White Morning. You see yourself from above, you pass out in the blue tiles of the hostel, even this you see how flutter mission what go. Oh, I don't have these anyway. Okay, right, we can't do any right now anyway, so. Okay. Guess that'll be the next thing we level up. We'll just chat with her one more time.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Are you the Hardie girl?
I am not.
You could be, Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
Get a grip, Glenn.
So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people, fuckwad.
No, Glenn. They aren't.
This didn't change her opinion of you.
I tried.
It's not her. She's not a Hardie girl. Definitely.
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
They just murdered someone.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
I don't disagree. The privatization is not lawful, it's cool and funny. I don't know if there are some principled, like a good start, let's take it a step further, armed uprising. The world needs a financial buffer zone, no need to get, oh god, no, I don't like any of those. What's this window about?
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
It's not time yet. Interesting.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Okay, something to keep in mind for the future. Lots has gone on today. Kind of feel like I need to go talk to absolutely everyone. What's this? Oh. Good tomato slicing, buddy. I want to chat very quickly to those 2 people. We'll do that in the next video. Gotta save. One problem I have with this game. I can't exit the game. I have to main menu and then exit, which is very annoying. And all PC games should have an exit to desktop. I'm just saying. Right, yeah, so as per usual with Disco Elysium, we have like 2 conversations and it takes up an entire video. People have said this game is like 22 hours long. I don't see how that's possible. That might be before the voice acting came in, which inevitably slows things down a lot. But I'm enjoying it, and it's definitely something a little bit different. Next video, we're going to chat to these 2 people. We're going to head out again. There's a lot to do. We need to call in on the car to get that number traced. I need to go buy a map from the bookshop. At 9, we need to go back to the apartments. We need to go talk about race theory with the very racist person at the docks. There's a lot to do. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, as always. Bye-bye.